Awesome. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for jumping on the call. We're going to get started. I am recording this, so I will post the replay and email it out to those who signed up on the list. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about carb cycling, intermittent fasting, and my experience over the past 6 weeks. Hopefully to give you some ideas and maybe help you explore the idea if carb cycling is a good fit for you. I've heard of carb cycling the entire time that I've been in fitness for almost 10 years now. And it was something that I always kind of strayed away from. One, because I hate tracking calories. I hate tracking calories. I hate counting calories. I just want to eat right, eat healthy, and feel the effects instead of having to track all the time. However, I do understand the importance of tracking every now and then, especially to make sure you're on point, make sure your numbers are right, and all of that good stuff. So I love MyFitnessPal, but I've always kind of avoided the macro part of MyFitnessPal and carb cycling. So if you've heard of carb cycling, it's probably been from elite athletes, maybe bodybuilders, figure competitors, stuff like that. And that's another reason why I always kind of avoided it, because I didn't want to get sucked into that world and start trying to train for a show. It's just something that kind of freaks me out. Maybe something eventually, but it was just one of the reasons why I kind of avoided carb cycling and all of that good stuff. So carb cycling, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, basically we're fueling every day for the workout of the day. So a lot of programs will give you a calorie target and match your target every single day. And for me, I've done a lot of these programs and they work fine. Then I got into a plateau with my own weight, my muscle, all that good stuff, right? And I couldn't get out of it for a while. I was speaking on a previous call how I've been stuck in this percentile of body fat percentage for over a year, almost 2 years. And literally it'll fluctuate within this one, like 23%, it'll be 23.1, 23.6, 23.8, and it just fluctuates in this 23% zone. And that's a healthy zone, don't get me wrong, but whenever you're wanting to improve upon what you have and see some results, that's the main thing that I want to see go down. Once you've hit that maintenance weight, after lost the initial weight and you've hit that maintenance, I still want to see my body fat percentage go down into a healthier, stronger range. And so for me, my goal, is around 20%. And, a healthy range is around 20, 23, 25, somewhere in there. So if you're there, that's fine. But you know how it is. We're always a work in progress. And what I would find is I'm eating the same amount of calories and shooting for the same target every day, but my workouts were different. Like I'd have a leg day, I'd have a rest day, I'd have, a cardio day or whatever. And so that's when things started to make a little more sense to me with carb cycling, where I'm using a calorie specific for each workout, if that makes sense. So let me just break down macros real fast, because this is something else that I didn't understand for a really long time. A lot of people don't even understand what macros are. Macros are your macronutrients. So 100% of your nutrients broken down by carbs, fats, and protein, right? So those are your macronutrients. So 100% of your calories come from one of those three areas. And so what we do is you set these percentiles in MyFitnessPal or wherever you're tracking, and we adjust kind of as we go, but we have a standard where we start all together in my program. And then, like I said, you adjust, but we do a 5-day food cycle. And what it helps you do is it's going to help you deplete glycogen stores and really start burning fat that has been stored. And so that for me was like, yes, I need to burn the fat. I want to build the muscle. So I encourage my clients to stay off the scale. And actually it's a rule of my program. If you get on the scale within the 6 weeks, you're out, get out of the group, because it's such a defeater. It's such a defeating factor whenever you're building muscle. And I've heard this a lot too, like muscle weighs more than fat. What? Okay, 1 pound of muscle weighs more than 1 pound of fat. That makes absolutely no sense. Yes, it's more dense, right? Takes up less room. Yes, but a muscle does not weigh more than 1 pound of fat. Okay. So don't let that get into your head. And that's another reason why I don't want my people stepping on the scale, because if we're building muscle and burning fat, the scale might not budge. So the focus really becomes on how we feel, how we're sleeping, our energy level, our skin, all of that other stuff aside from the number on the scale. So there's a lot of reasons why you might not be losing weight or getting the results. And here are a couple factors on why I wasn't getting results. One is sugar. And I've done a couple of like sugar detox where you go like 10 days sugar free, and then I just go right back into it. And so I really am trying to cut out all processed sugar. Okay. And you guys should too. I mean, it's addictive. And I feel like most of our society is addicted to sugar, and it's pretty much on purpose. If you do some homework and research, you'll see that we're consuming way more sugar than we were even 20 years ago. It's outrageous. So sugar, processed sugar, is a huge factor. If you can just start decreasing the amount of processed sugar that you take in, I guarantee you're going to start to see some results. Second is your stress level. That is a huge factor too. I'll see a lot of women who are eating clean, working out regularly, but their stress level is through the roof. Either their stressful home environment, stressful work situation, or they don't have everything else really in control. And that's going to hinder weight loss and affect you seeing results. Another thing is the thyroid, the gland that's responsible for your body's metabolic rate. Hello. A lot of people have thyroid issues, low thyroid, or if you're like me, overtraining causing hyperthyroid. So, I mean, it can go either way, you guys. So I hear a lot of clients come to me and they have slow metabolism and they blame it on their thyroid, and it's probably legit, but it can go the other way too. You can definitely be overtraining, and that's going to affect your metabolism. So keep in mind that the thyroid hormones, they regulate the protein, fat, and carbohydrates that come in, right? So that's what's going to stimulate the body to absorb all the vitamins and nutrients and everything that you're taking in from the carbs, fats, and proteins that you're eating. And if it's jacked, you're not going to be absorbing those things properly. So all of this kind of helped me wake up to the fact that carb cycling might be a good fit for me. And it's not an extreme form of carb cycling like you'll see a lot of elite athletes doing, where they're almost forcing their body into ketosis. This is definitely a lifestyle maintainable way of carb cycling. But there's a few things that you need to know first. You want to make sure that you're healthy going into this. If you've got blood sugar issues, that might be a factor, especially since we do a full day of fasting, which I'll get into. So I want you to make sure that you're considering your own health, your own issues or whatever you've got going on before just jumping into a new program. So always consult with your doctor and your healthcare provider before starting any kind of new program. But hopefully you guys can relate to, the stress factor, thyroid issues, sugar. On my program, it's dairy and gluten-free. And it's funny, I was just talking to a friend earlier. She sent a picture and she just had all this breakout on her chin. And she's like, what kind of medication or whatever? I'm like, girl, lose the dairy and gluten. It's an inflammatory response. So if you limit the amount of dairy and gluten that you're taking in, all those inflammatory symptoms that you have, whether it's breakouts or you just, that was my thing, was major breakouts. And I used to blame it on my workouts. I used to say, I would seriously, you guys, I probably have pictures somewhere, but from here all the way down my neck would just be totally broken out. And I thought that it was from sweating and then staying in my sweaty workout clothes and not washing my face immediately. But that wasn't it. And then I thought it was caffeine. I thought it was the coffee because I was drinking a lot of coffee. Well, since I've been on this program, I've picked coffee back up, and it's not the coffee, it was the sugar. It was the sugar, it was the dairy, and it was the gluten. All of those inflammatory properties that I was putting into my body. So just by the process of elimination and testing foods and seeing how my body responds has been super helpful. And I feel like I couldn't really do that unless you almost fast and deplete your body of all those, of the glycogen stores of the carbs, right? And then put food in to see how my body was reacting. So I was kind of already doing a little bit of carb cycling, but not really in any kind of system or program. So basically the carb cycle program that I follow is a 5-day cycle, but I do it 7 days a week. You've got a low carb day. Okay. So on a low carb day, I'm eating a low carb day, not low calorie day. Low carb day, I'm shooting for 50 grams or less of complex carbohydrates. Okay. And so if you're looking on my Fitness Pal, it's the carb, your net carbs is your carbs minus your fiber. Okay. So you take the carb number, subtract the fiber out, and that's your net carbs. And that should be under 50 grams. Now, of course, I help my clients set their calorie target and their macro percentages, and that affects everything as well. And I don't change everything day to day. I keep it the same and just kind of do the math. So that's low carb day. After a low carb day, we have a feast day, which is awesome. So it's a feast day. It doesn't mean you get to go out and binge on pizza and cheesecake and all this crazy stuff. We're still eating clean, still eating gluten-free, dairy-free, eating the foods that are on the program, fit fats, lean proteins, and complex carbohydrates. But on feast day, we're shooting for 50% more calories than on a regular calorie day. What? Yeah, so on a regular calorie day, my calorie target is around 2,400 calories. And on a feast day, my calorie target is around 3,600 calories. Yeah. And so it's really important. One of my other rules in the group is for my clients to stick to the calorie minimums and to try to get as close to the feast day calorie target as possible. Because if I have people not getting close, the next day is fast day. So it's really important that we fuel up, carb up, and prepare our bodies for the fast that's coming. And trust me, I know a 24-hour fast sounds scary. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. But you can do it. Trust me. After you eat that many calories on feast day, the last thing you want to think about on fast day is food. And fast day is my most productive day of the week. It's something I do every week now. It's actually my favorite day of the program. It really is. You can still have black coffee, calorie-free, teas and that kind of stuff, but the focus is water, proper hydration, and really getting enough rest and spending that free time that you would typically be eating or prepping food, spending that with your family, spending that doing activities that bring you joy and happiness, and truly just respecting your body and giving it that proper time to rest. So if I have, clients not eating enough, fast day would be a problem. So that's definitely one of my rules with my clients is you have to really stick to the program. Okay. So you have low carb day and it's not like it's not this schedule every week. Like it changes out week to week. So we switch it up. So we have low carb day, then we have feast day, then you have fast day. So typically what I'll do is I'll start eating on feast day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. After dinner, I start my 24-hour fast. Okay. So then I'm fasting all night and then through the next day until I break my fast at dinner. So it's not really like all day that you're fasting. You eat at dinner, but you're going to be fueled. You're going to be all right. And I tell my clients, if you get hungry, if you feel like you just can't make it to that 24-hour mark, you can break a little early. It's not going to make or break you. But the point of fast day, like I said earlier, is to deplete the glycogen stores and allow the body to burn fat as fuel instead of the carbs. Okay, so we have to completely deplete all the carbs that go in. After fast day, where's my paper? Feast, fast, regular calorie day. So that's just regular calories, straight up macros. I make my girls screenshot their macro chart every day and post it and send it to me. And then, and then you have a low calorie day. So low calorie day is 25% less calories than you would have on regular calorie day. So for me, like I said, regular calories around 2,500 calories. So low calorie day is around 1,800 calories, which is not really that bad. So the real thing here, like I said earlier about fueling each workout, that's where this stuff really comes into play, because on low carb day, we're doing sprint workouts. So, I mean, we're going hardcore. We're depleting the glycogen stores. We're doing sprint workouts. You can do this with jump rope, stairs. You could do it on a treadmill, but I would rather you go outside and do it. On feast day, that's your heavy workout day. So that's like a leg day, total body workout day. It's your hardest workout of the week is feast day. And the goal is to eat that biggest meal 1 to 2 hours after that big workout. Okay. So on fast day, which I take this very, very seriously, it's complete rest. You can take a walk, you can go to yoga if you want, but you have to take rest day seriously, because this was my problem. Whenever I started carb cycling, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my schedule out, I'm gonna get it all out and wrote my workouts out. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't really have a full rest day. And so that was a problem. And I had to readjust my schedule. I had to drop some classes. And I just had to adjust. And since I've slowed down, which has been challenging, right? It's challenging to slow your roll sometimes. Since I've slowed down, I've been seeing results again. So I haven't stepped on a scale. So I know people are like, how much weight did you lose? Well, that's not my goal. My goal is not to lose weight, because I'm kind of at a maintenance level, and I'll probably gain weight if I'm putting on muscle. My goal is to lower my body fat percentage. So I'm doing that by testing it with the hydrostatic body fat testing. So getting dunked. Our next test, if you're local at Fired Up Fitness, is going to be May 16th. Let me just look. So if you've never done it, I believe it's May 16th. We'll have the event up soon on the Facebook page and website. If you've never had a hydrostatic body test done, you must. And if you're not local, just Google it. Hydrostatic body fat testing. It's basically like getting baptized, right? You're just getting dunked in water. That's all it is. It's the most accurate way of testing your body fat percentage. And I love it because it tells you exactly how much lean muscle you have. It tells you exactly how many pounds of fat are on your body. And it tells you exactly how many calories you need to be eating to either maintain that muscle that you have or to lose fat. And what I found was most of my clients were under eating. Big time under eating. If you're eating somewhere around 1,200 calories, I don't care if you're the most petite little thing out there, you're probably not eating enough if you're working out regularly. So I would highly encourage you guys to go get a body fat test done. Yes, you can combine the exercises from Fired Up Fitness, but here's the thing. You can't be doubling up classes unless you're doing a class paired with like yoga or something like that. I see girls trying to do 2-3 classes in a row, and that is just not good. It's not good. So I would say slow down, because really, I mean, on average, who really has time to work out 2 to 3 hours a day? I mean, honestly, should you be devoting 2 to 3 hours of your day to your workout? I'm sure there's other things that are probably important that would require your time if you got your priorities straight. So I would say an hour max a day. We have to stop overtraining and have to give our body time to recover and to adjust to everything that we're doing to it, right? So for instance, on feast day, that would be like your meltdown class or fierce flex or body pump or maybe beast build legs or something like that, okay? And in my program, I give you the workout. So if you don't come to classes at the studio, or you don't have a gym membership, or you don't have stuff at home to do, I provide all of the workouts. And you can definitely sub out depending on the day. But I would not recommend doubling and tripling up workouts, okay? On feast day, heavy workout day, fast day is rest day. Regular calorie day, we're doing a total body workout again. So we're definitely lifting weights on this program, minimum 3 days a week. And we're getting our cardio in by doing our sprints. And you also have some other long form cardio, like 20, 30 minutes built into the program. We use the lift method when it comes to our workouts. So we focus on the length of the workout, the intensity, the frequency, and the tempo, kind of like what I was just telling you about. I mean, how long is your workout? Are you working out 2-3 hours a day? That's ridiculous. Like, come on, let's bring it down. Like, you can get it done in 20, 30 minutes. Intensity, how hard are you going? Are you really putting your full effort into it? Because that's definitely going to determine the results that you get. Can I get some head nods? I mean, seriously. Frequency, how often you're working out, and the tempo. So tempo is something that we kind of overlook, especially when we're lifting weights. You'll see people, lifting super fast, especially I see guys in the gym who do this, like they're just cranking out reps. And let me just say, like, we explode into the move, right? And then slow back down into it. So the tempo is really important, and that's something that I'll be talking to you guys a lot about. So Francie asked, do you think it would work with hammer and chisel? No. I don't think so. Only because I know that my coach was shooting down people who were doing hardcore 22, all that stuff. So I would say no, just because it's 6 days a week. Some days in the program, I'm going to have you rest day twice, because we'll do like a fast day or a low carb day, and you won't be able to do some of those workouts on like low carb day, for instance. You know what I mean? So I want to give you guys six tips just to help you. Even if you're not joining my program, you're doing another program, just 6 things to really think about to help set you up for success. One is to get very clear on your goal. Like I was saying earlier, my goal was not weight loss. So you've got to determine what your goal is. Is it weight loss? Is it, you want to tone up, get some definition going, just feel better? A lot of you guys recovering from injuries or illness, something like that. Like, just, you've got to be clear. And remember, it's not an all or nothing kind of goal. This is a season. So for this season, April, May, June, what's the focus? Get clear on what you're working towards. Second is, you've got to prepare and have a plan. And that's where I come into play. There's no guesswork in this. I give you a week plan at a time. The workouts are built in. It tells you exactly the schedule of what we're doing with the food cycle. There's no guesswork, which is something that I really appreciate when I'm doing a program. I just need to tell me what to do. Tell me what to eat. Tell me what the shopping list is. Just tell me what to do. And that's what I love about this. A third thing is, you've got to get motivated. This is something else I feel like I come into play. I feel like I'm a motivator, a pusher. And sometimes that's what I found that I needed. I found that since I am in fitness and I kind of am a go-to for a lot of people for that, sometimes it's hard to find somebody who I can level with, who can really push me. And so sometimes it requires you to hire a coach or hire a trainer. And that's what I had to do. So if you can't seem to get motivated and stay motivated on your own, I would highly suggest finding somebody who's going to hold you accountable and check in on you every day and push you to that clear goal that you have. 4 is getting social support. I'm a huge advocate of Facebook fitness groups and, small training groups, and just finding your tribe. It's been crucial for my success and keeping the weight off. And you guys know this. I mean, you're a part of my tribe. But having social support is huge. And I encourage you to use social media for your accountability and your fitness. 5 is having a winning environment. Obviously, if you're trying to eat dairy-free and gluten-free and you've got all kinds of snacks and breads and ice cream in the fridge, like, get it out. Sometimes you got to purge that fridge and that pantry. Some stuff sneaks back in or whatever. And you've got to set yourself up by having a successful environment around you. And that goes for, it really goes for like just your overall space as well. Like, declutter your life, so that you have more room to focus on what's most important to you. So if your house is cluttered, your desk is cluttered, chances are you're distracted and you feel like you're not getting everything done. So take some time to set up your environment. And number 6 is to take action. You can have all the plans written out for you. You can have everybody cheering for you. But if you're not going to step up and take action, what's the point, right? So you've got to take action. Do you guys have any questions on anything that I've kind of talked about so far? I know I'm running through it really fast. I want to respect your time and keep this as short as possible. And I will post the recording and I will answer questions, especially for those who watching the replay. You can always message me and hit me up and I'll be happy to answer that. So if you have questions, go ahead and unmute, or you can just type it in the chat screen and I'll be happy to answer. And then I just wanted to touch on intermittent fasting real fast. So if you have a question, just shoot me a hand wave or just type it into the box. But intermittent fasting, it's something, probably a trendy term that you've heard a lot recently. But honestly, I think it's something that it's been a part of our society for a long, long time. Because think about the guys who had to go out and hunt and gather their own food. Do you think they were going out to hunt on a full stomach? Probably not. They were probably fasted. So intermittent fasting is basically eating all of the calories that you're supposed to eat on a normal day. So whether it's feast day, low calorie day, regular calorie day, whatever, eating it within a 10 8-hour window, right? So it doesn't mean that you're intermittent fasting. It doesn't mean you're really fasting for any more than you normally would. Because think about it. What's breakfast? It's like break fast, or breaking a fast. You just slept all night. You were fasting for 7 8 hours. Okay, so it's basically just breaking a fast. And then once you break the fast, eating within 6 8 10 hours and then stopping so that your body can burn through those glycogen stores and start burning fuel as fat and really using the food that's already in. Because think about it, if you're eating, and this is something that I've preached, this is something that I've been taught in my certifications and continuing education trainers, and you probably still hear it all the time. You got to eat every 2.5, 3 hours. You got to eat every 2.5. If I'm eating every 2.5 and 3 hours, which always drove me crazy because I felt like I was always eating, there's something constantly in your stomach. Your body never has a chance to fully use what's going in. Does that make sense? So, I mean, this kind of stuff, whenever I started really opening up to it and listening, it started really making sense to me. And so I was like, I'm in, I'm going to try it. And of course, saw results. So that's kind of my story into carb cycling. There's a lot more to it. We do a 6-week cycle. If this is a great resource, this book, and I send it to all the girls who are doing my, I've posted this all over the place. I give this to all my clients who are doing the 6-week program with me. And it has a meal plan in here. He says no coffee. I say you can have some coffee, okay? But no dairy creamers and things like that. But it's a great book. It's a great program. He's got a lot of great tips and stuff in here. And it's just, I mean, Spark. You can have Spark, but not on fast days. Because there's calories in it, right? Yeah. So you can have Spark, but not on fast days. Yeah. And the goal for really, like I said, on fast days is hydration, rest, getting proper sleep, and all of that good stuff. So that's kind of my spiel. I know I threw a lot at you guys. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. My program starts on Monday, and then I have another one starting on May 2nd. It's $30 a week, okay? And it's very limited spots because it is a lot of one-on-one. It is daily accountability. It's 7 days a week. No excuses, no whining, no negativity. It's one of my rules. And we have a lot of fun. We learn a lot from each other. And I really think it's a solid program. So if you're interested in joining either group on the 18th or May 2nd, just message me. You can always message me through my website at emberneville.com and schedule a quick consult to see if this is right for you or get any questions answered. I'd be happy to do that for you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for jumping on and for all of your support along the way. If you're not joining, make sure that you plug in on Instagram, and also I'm on Snapchat and posting a lot about what I'm eating, kind of a day in the life almost. So you can find me on there. But Instagram, I'll also be tracking the next 6 weeks. So I'm excited to see the girls' results who are doing it, especially those who do have weight to lose. Since I'm kind of at that maintenance level, it's hard to, I know it's hard to relate to with a lot of people who come to me for help because they do have 10, 20, 30 or more pounds to lose. But I really think this is a solid program that you guys should definitely consider. We have about 5 minutes left. So I would love if you guys want to unmute, any questions, any insight. If you guys have had any experience with carb cycling or intermittent fasting, I'd love to hear about it. But that's all I got for you guys, really. Francie, have you ever carb cycled before? No? Hold on, I'm going to unmute you. Okay.
I don't like macros.
Macro, yeah. And you know, it's been really tricky for me as a vegan, it's been helpful because I've been able to see how my body responds if I'm eating a lot of carbs and how my body responds if I'm not getting in a lot of protein, because you guys know that protein is a hard thing to get in as a vegan. Very limited options, but the fitness community has also preached to me that I need 30, 40, 50% carbs. And I'm calling BS on that because actually before I even got into carb cycling, I did a little test for myself with the body analytics. When I was transitioning into vegan, I did a body analytics test and got my results, and then went a full quarter vegan, didn't change anything, kept my proteins between 10, 20%, which is low for a lot of people, whatever. And I actually gained muscle. So you've got to figure out what works for you. I'm not saying that a low protein intake will work for your body, but you just got to kind of play with those macros. And I would encourage you guys to track on MyFitnessPal for a while and just kind of see what the percentages look like. And if you want to screenshot and send it to me and have some questions or whatever, I'll look at it. But all I do on MyFitnessPal, if you are in your diary, right, where you add your food and you scroll down, there's a button that says My Nutrition, and you click on that, it pulls up 3 screens. One is calories, one is nutrients, and one is macros. And it gives you kind of this pie chart. You can't really see if I go like this, so I'm kind of tilted. But it gives you this pie chart. Let me find a day that I've actually tracked. So this is actually the screen that I have my girls screenshot and send to me. And on low carb day, you'll probably see that your fats are like way higher than normal. And that's pretty typical. But we usually set our carbs around 50%, fats around 30, and protein 20 starting out, and then adjust as necessary. But it's interesting, and it's been amazing. I feel freaking fantastic. We have less than a minute, so I just want to thank you guys again so much for jumping on. I'll post the recording, and I'll send it to you guys in the email since you guys signed up. But thank you so much for jumping on, and I'll see you guys later. April 18th and May 2nd. I'll post it too. Bye, guys.